Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jumpcast. We are on episode 61. I am your host today, Nick, and I am joined by one of my co-hosts today. Feel free to introduce yourself.
I'm Max.
But yeah, we normally we would have the other Max here as well, but he is still on his spring break trip, so he's out enjoying himself while we read week to week. Um, but yeah. Uh, I guess I'm just gonna jump straight into the summary of this chapter. What is it? We're on chapter 255, of JJK. Just cut straight and simple to it. It continues on from last chapter, which last chapter we saw at the end. We was about to get cleaved by Sukuna, but Miguel happened to save him just in the nick of time. And we open to the view, was it like a top-down view of Miguel, and he's joined by Ui Ui, um, the heart chest dude, Laru, and the either unconscious or corpse of Kusakabe, the unconscious body or corpse. Um, with Sukuna saying that he saved Ui Ui with his curse technique. Then we immediately cut to a flashback of Yuta and Laru trying to convince Miguel to fight Sukuna. Miguel, being a realist, is like, "Are you kidding me? Someone that can kill Gojo? I'm not gonna fight him. Please, I'm not gonna do that shit." Um, he makes some comments of like, "Why do you Japanese people think that cherry black guys can survive everything?" Uh, After this whole conversation, LaRue tells Yuta to leave the room, and LaRue says, "Hey, you should fight for Ghetto," because we all wanted him to like actually just succeed. Um, and Miguel's like, "Fine, I'll accept it under the conditions that uh, Gojo has to lose first, and then Yuta has to lose, and Sukuna cannot have a domain expansion." So that seems like a really big weakness for Miguel. Um, And so then, of course, all of those have been fulfilled here. So then Miguel and LaRue just start uh, attacking him. LaRue has the ability to just like make a giant hand. That's how he grabbed Kusakabe, and he pushed Sukuna up against the wall. Didn't really do anything. Um, and then we see him take a slash, and then as Sukuna goes into just off LaRue right there. Uh, Miguel just gets in the way and he starts dodging cleaves and dismantles, as if he can see them. Uh, and so then we get to the curse technique explanations. A little bit more details with LaRue's curse technique. If the hand takes any damage, 10% of that damage is then given to the host, which is LaRue's body. But Miguel's technique is called prayer song, which is basically he can dance to a beat that enhances his physical abilities, and it naturally like pushes cursed energy away from him. Um, so just making it that he can dodge cleave and dismantles, and making it so that he's just super fast and physically gifted. We then get another uh, what is it, cutaway or like flashback to Gojo talking about the technique, Miguel being like, Hey yo, how can you tell?" And just like, "I looked at you once and I could tell what the curse technique was." Gojo also says that it's really dangerous because 99% of sorcerers are Japanese, and he said that Miguel has a different skeletal structure and different musculature. Miguel calls him out for being racist. He's just like, "Don't say that all black people are athletic. I'm special because I'm me, not because of my ethnicity." Uh, Gojo apologizes, and then we just cut straight back to the fight, where Miguel lands a solid punch on Sukuna's chest, right where his heart is. As they're squaring up, Choso tries to shoot a, what's the name of it? Piercing blood. I forgot the names of all the blood manipulation techniques. he shoots that. We also see Yuji jump in from the top of the building. It looks like a mall or something like that. Like akin
Like a
to,
shopping district type thing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
think of like JJK Zero with Inumaki and Yuta. That's my best way to explain it. Anyways, he jumps in from the ceiling, crashing down on Sukuna. Of course, Sukuna says, You're still here, like you're still fighting." Um, we then see this like big ass piece of dialogue from the narrator explaining the slash that cuts the world is made by Sukuna using specific hand signs and also chanting. I don't know why it's not pointed out in the narrator comments, but he needs to make the same sign that he uses for his domain expansion. Was it Enma? Is that the name of it?
I think so.
Enma, yeah, and the Enma palm sign. Uh, Anyways, they go on this whole thing of like how he can use it. The narrator also confirms that Sukuna used a binding vow in order to use the world cutting slash on on Gojo, excuse me, at the end of their fight, which we all kind of knew it, but I don't know. Gege, I guess, is just making sure in case some meatheads did not understand that uh Sukuna could do that. Um, we get this whole big piece of dialogue because we see as Yuji is fighting Sukuna, we just see a little just a little sound effect, and we see that Maki cut off one of his hands, and it was with the Soul Split Katana, so it's going to be harder for him to use reverse curse technique to heal that. We then get the inner dialogue of Yuji saying, "Hey, we stopped him from using the world cutting slash. He can't use reverse curse technique as well. His domain is gone. We can win this." As he says all of this, black sparks flash again. Sukuna punches Laru and gets another black flash in, with the narrator saying that Gojo was able to regain his reverse curse technique after two black flashes. And then as for the King of Curses, ellipses. So uh, hinting at shit that's going to happen next chapter. Uh, but yeah, that's where we ended off.
Yippee!
Um, Yippee! Max, what did you think of this chapter?
I liked it. It's kind of cool to learn more about Miguel. And I like that his technique is not like super. I don't know if I'd use the term like offensively focused, but it's not. It's more focused on buffing. But not like just. He's not just like a support for other people. He's buffing himself. And I think
Yeah,
it's really cool. Like the idea of like dancing does it. Like different beats will buff him and debuff his opponents differently. It's kind of cool. Um,
yeah,
and then Sukun is just still a beast for, at this point, what, 1v5ing people
yeah,
and landing
yeah,
another Black Flash.
yeah. Oh my God.
So, but no, I thought it was a great chapter. I don't know where, but like wherever this first flashback with Miguel and Yuta and Laurie is, dude, wherever Miguel is from in Africa must be loaded. Like, do you see that? There's like
Mhm.
greenhouse thing they're in.
Yeah, they're just Jay chilling like
Yeah,
on
and
in
Miguel's
some.
outfit like reminds me of the Jujutsu High outfit, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is also surprising.
So,
Um,
and then he's
but yeah,
bald. I thought he would have a little hair. I don't know
yeah,
why, like
me
some,
too.
like a little
Yeah,
bit, but no.
I know the cap just works so well for him.
Yeah, it's like a
Um,
massive beret or something. I don't know if we call it a
yeah,
beret, but
it's
yeah, it's
huge,
huge.
dude.
I don't know if it's correct us in the
It
comments if
looks
it's
like
some
a
sort of
beret, but it
African
may be some other sort of thing. Yeah,
head headwear, but I think it's kind of interesting
yeah,
to look at it. And yeah, but no, I thought he'd maybe have like some sort of black rope, but they did say in Zero that he's like, oh, this took us years to make, so
yeah, and
I doubt they
Gojo
could
just
make
tried
it.
it.
Yeah, because it would be interesting to see if he would have something like that in his back pocket.
Mm.
Um, but
I'm sure
who
that that's
knows?
what also made him so dangerous in JJK Zero is like, oh, we have a guy that I skipped over a couple things like what is it? Yuta asked Gojo if Miguel was a threat, and uh, it's really weirdly translated here. Like the fan translations did it better, but it basically says like if we're comparing physical ability just with curse energy reinforcement, I would lose the sprint but win the marathon. Or
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, I would lose the sprint but win the marathon. So Miguel, like in short bursts, will outclass Gojo when it comes to physical ability.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
But yeah, it's nice to see that. Like, I don't know if it is they've been getting healed and they're coming back in the fight, but it's nice to see that some of our cast is getting um, brought
yeah,
back in. Because I mean, it sucks to see that Choso didn't even land a hit and then got cleaved again. I hope he's not out of the fight,
yeah.
but
Oh yeah, that makes sense that he got cleaved again. That makes a
because
lot
like
more
last
sense
time,
than what the hell's going on.
what this is the third time Sukuna's hit him, right? Because the first time
Mhm.
he just
Uh,
punched through his stomach.
yeah, it is the third time if you count both fists that went through him.
Yeah. So, but I hope Choso can do some more because I think he'd be a very interesting character in this fight.
Me too.
Because it could be a cool dynamic, maybe eventually, of like getting a good hit on Sukuna, but also him actually himself hurting Yuji in the process. Maybe like Yuji's holding him down. He's like, "Do the hit, like do it, hit him. It'll do a ton of damage, but it'll like piercing blood Yuji in the process or something."
Oh yeah, so like he gets hesitant or something
Yeah,
like that,
and
even
that would
though that
affect
Yuji
Yuji
can
because he
heal
doesn't have
himself.
Sukuna inside of him anymore, so he doesn't have that
Yeah.
poison resistance. So,
Oh yeah. I think that Yuji just that's a great question actually. I'm wondering if he would still just have the poison resistance because he's related to Kenjaku.
oh,
'Cause
true.
Kenjaku pointed out that like, hey, we share the same blood, buddy. You ain't gonna poison me.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but I guess that depends. And he's also steeped in his curse energy. That's a hard thing to think about actually.
Yeah, like how
Um,
long does he have to actually be steeped in it to get
yeah,
Sukuna's effect? Because
to get
I
the
don't know if it's maybe like
replication.
because Gojo had said since you've been like soaking in it, you'll get the technique. But like how long does it have to be? Like a year, 6 months, 20 years? Like because I think
Yeah,
Yuji had Sukuna in his body for like his whole life, and then right before Yuji dies, he gets the technique. He can use it or something. Like how does it work? So,
yeah.
but
I'm just happy to see that Maki's back immediately afterwards. Like that Black Flash didn't do shit to her.
yeah, it's kind of nice to see that. Cause, I mean, if you're reading like I read off an iPad and I flip it, so I have 2 pages at a time. But if you're reading it like on your phone or something, 1 page at a time, that panel of like his hand moving, like leaving his body and
Yeah,
just
the
gone,
hand just being gone,
is
and then you
so
look and like,
good.
oh
Like,
shit. Yeah,
um,
it's
so
so fun.
I mean, I know it's like respect is a huge thing in Japanese culture, but it's still cool to see that Yuji is still so respectful to like his upperclassmen.
Yeah, still calling them like senpai and everything.
Yeah, and still like I mean, I think he'd probably refer to everyone else as like what is it, the san is like the term for like Mr. and Mrs. So
Uh,
or the
yeah,
prefix. I don't know if that would be the right terminology for it. So, but it's cool to see that he's still so respectful, um,
yeah.
even in the thick of it. And I mean, hopefully, we're gonna see another good hit from Yuji. I'd like to see another interaction between him and Megami because we know Megami's not
Yeah,
vegetable like we thought he would be.
yeah.
So it'd be nice to see him maybe get some sort of resolve to keep
Mhm.
fighting. Because like if Megami comes back, I'm guessing that means Ten Shadows is gone for him. Like Megami might be useless,
Yeah,
but it'd be nice to
that
see him get
yeah,
that resolve.
that goes into um the question on like what the binding vow was when
Mm-hmm.
he hit Gojo with the world cutting slash. Because like I think a pretty big theory is that he said, "Hey, I no longer have the Ten Shadows curse technique.
Mm-hmm.
And in sacrifice of that, I get to shoot one world cutting dismantle." Um, is that would make sense? That's like the only option that I think would work.
Yeah, but maybe is
Because
the binding vow like for a one-time cleave and the the world splitting dismantle that'll kill
Yeah.
Gojo, or is it like multiple? Like, because I don't know if it's because he doesn't have that full power, but the world, the cleaves that cut the world we've seen, in my opinion, don't seem as powerful as whatever killed Gojo. Keyword killed. He's dead.
Oh, I think they are the exact same.
They are.
Like, yeah, they look if anything, they look more
Okay.
devastating than how they
Yeah.
did. Like, because if you remember the one with Kashima, remember how he looked to the right of him and the world just split in half as if there was like a fault line.
Oh, true. I'll probably have to relook at that chapter, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that it really was like that's the whole thing with binding vows, right? Is that like it's a great sacrifice that at the end you get a benefit out of it. Like
Mm.
it's the same thing with Hikari. Like remember when he sacrificed his one arm in order to reinforce the rest of his body from Kashima's explosion?
Yeah.
It's just that sort of trade-off.
Yeah.
Um, and like there's nothing that could have been bigger for Sukuna to sacrifice in order to
Because I don't think
um,
he'd give up like his own domain of his technique, his own technique.
yeah,
So
yeah. Because it's like that's like getting rid of the technique in the first place.
yeah, I mean, yeah. There's like nothing I can think of like. So it's got to be Ten Shadows. So
Yeah. And so then like maybe it's removed from Megami or like Megami didn't make the binding vow, but maybe he did. You have to ask like Jujutsu Law,
mm-hmm.
uh like the whole heavenly system, how does this work? Like two
Yeah,
souls possess one body, one of them's taken over. But
like does Megami get Ten Shadows? Does it like set Megami back to wherever he was before Sukuna took over? Like, does he not have Maharaga
yeah.
taken over?
Does
Like,
does he just have one big old wolf
yeah.
now if he were to still have the 10 shadows because everything else got destroyed?
That maybe
Um,
I don't know if we'd see it, but maybe if something did happen, like that'd be cool to see. Making me going on like a quest to, I guess, reconquer, reclaim the Ten Shadows or something would be cool. But I doubt
yeah,
that's something we'd see with how the series has been.
yeah. I think now he only has 4 out of the 10.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong because he has the wolf, rabbit, frog, and I think the raging bull still. I don't think that he was a part of Agito.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, what it would be really cool to actually see um, the what's my best way to put it? Um, like theories into what will happen next chapter. Like we're just gonna see this whole 5-on-1 still work out. Probably a 4-on-1. Probably LaRue's out of the fight now because he's coughing blood again.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I don't know what grade he is, but it's not easy to take a
it
Black
can't be that
Flash.
intimidating. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
maybe he was just really lucky. Um,
maybe he
with
used
those
his
first couple
hand
hand
at the last.
movements.
Yeah, that this his
Yeah.
technique at the last second to
Oh, that's
shock
so
absorb the wound or
smart.
something.
Oh
Because
my
like,
God. Actual cooking with his curse technique.
yeah, well, dude, my thought was when I first read this chapter, I'm like, oh, here's our D&D reference for the week. Dude, it's like magic hand, but there's a drawback to it.
Yeah, like mage hand and everything.
Is it
Um,
mage? I thought it was mage. Yeah,
yeah, I
mage
think
hand.
it's mage hand.
Mage hand, but it's
Um,
a lot bigger or something. So
yeah. Um, but that's actually really smart to think like if he just like reinforced his body with that, so he only took 10% of the Black Flash, actual cooking.
yeah, because
Um,
like that would be, I mean,
you're using his technique better than he is, Max.
um, but it'd be cool to see. I mean, something like that happen. I mean, it seems. I don't know if it. I'd say it seems simple to think to do, just to, like shock absorb your hits. But it seems like
Yeah.
it's needed in this fight because like I want to say this fight is very analytical fighters. But we see Kusakabe's gone, Yuta's gone. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna be for how much I love Maki, Maki is not that much of an analytical
she's
fighter.
beat your head in
Even
a
though that
brick
she's
wall
like
till it's dead. Like
yeah, because like I don't know. That's the one thing that Toji had, even though I know that they're equal fighters, they
yeah,
are. But the thing is that she just has the katana, so it's just like, okay, what can I do best with this? Like it is like the meathead behavior where it's just like, okay, I have to do everything I can with this weapon and then I'm done.
and then
Um,
maybe that would be something we'd see like if Maki had a if like Maki and Yuta were fighting at the same time, Maki would have a bigger arsenal of curse tools, so then we could
Yeah,
see that
with
more
Rika giving
analytical
her
fighter.
tools as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but going back to what I was saying, the like we're gonna have the 4-on-1,
Mm-hmm.
like uh Sukuna most likely, I think with everything going on, uh how it will all happen is the 4-on-1's gonna continue. Uh Sukuna still has one other hand that wasn't cut by the
Yeah,
Soul Split
one of them is
Katana.
fine, and then one of them you
Yeah,
see
is
on
is
page
gone.
16th is like on 16 is pretty burnt up and
Yeah. So how I see it is that with this hint is that reverse curse energy. He's gonna again because Sukuna is smart and he knows when to gamble. This is the moment for him to gamble because it actually is looking impossible for him to win.
mm,
Um, with how everything stands. He's gonna gamble, reverse curse technique his hand and his brain. Gonna try one more domain expansion, especially because we've been hinted at with Miguel saying like, fuck that, I'm avoiding any domains. Um, so that's gonna happen. It's gonna be all of them are gonna sit there like, oh shit, domain. And hopefully Yuji will get in one hit and maybe Megumi will actually listen to him for a second and he'll try to like nerf the domain or something like that.
um
That's how I'm seeing it go.
yeah, I mean in some way I think it'd be really cool story wise. It's a very similar situation. Sukuna goes for the domain expansion. It starts working. Yuji gets that hit in. He starts talking with Megumi. Megumi, some way, still has 10 Shadows as a technique and does a domain clash with Sukuna. So they can still fight
Oh,
Sukuna.
you're just sitting there.
Yeah, like
That would be
he's.
actually really
I
cool.
think, like, narratively, that would work really well. I don't know how Gege could pull it off, but I think narratively something like that could really fit, you know, what this fight is going for. Like everyone has to help whittle down Sukuna.
Yeah. I think that's really smart actually, especially because you can just have some panels of like you see them in what is it? Whatever the hell the innate domain is. So like you have like Sukuna's whole domain with the skull and everything, and you have just Megami sitting there. He uses his curse technique. You see like the shadows fill the entire space, and like he's just getting cut down with cleaves and dismantles, but it's all of his shadow clones and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be
So
so
like it's just like you're wasting all your energy on me while like everyone is just beating him down on the
yeah.
outside.
Do we get some old school Jump Kaisen back, dude? I'd love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, um, I think that'd be a great way for the chapter to go, or this fight to go.
Yeah.
um,
I mean, the only thing with it is that it really I know that it's supposed to end towards the end of this year, like JJK, but I feel like that's really climactic, just seeing like, oh shit, Megumi's back in. Like that's when we know shit's ending, like actually going away.
yeah.
For how much I'd like to see it. I don't
Or
know.
who
It's
knows?
most likely gonna be
Maybe
the
their last
domain.
resort is before he can hit off a domain. This is how Nobara comes back. She hits him with the Renaissance, whatever her technique is. That gives Megami the chance to split into the
To
back
split
two.
away.
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I like the other our first idea more. I think that's more thematically better.
yeah. It's really going into the like what is it? You haven't read My Hero, Max, but
Yeah,
it's looking like it's gonna be the exact same where
they just keep whittling him
uh
down, right?
well no the so how it's going right now in the My Hero manga as of right now is that Midoriya and Shigaraki are in like this memory sort of space and they're both trying to understand each other's backgrounds and they're trying to in their best way try to talk to each other and like of course what is it Midoriya is trying to do his whole like I'm a hero, I'm gonna save you,
I'm
all
gonna
that sort of
save you,
thing. And
Shigaraki. I can't do the voice,
it's
but yeah.
it's in the exact same position.
Uh-huh.
Like Yuji lands a punch on him, and then they go to the depths of Megami's soul and they're talking and everything. It's looking like it's gonna be the exact same thing. I
Mm.
think that we're just gonna get like there has to be a chapter where we see Yuji land like a black flash or even just a regular hit, and then it's just him and uh Megami talking for like just a couple minutes or like for a whole chapter, just saying like, "Hey, yo, bro, you told me to save you. That's what I'm doing right now. Can you please uh help me and not let us all die?"
Yeah, I can see that.
So I think that that's what it's gonna look like near the end of the series.
Hmm.
So yeah, especially because like if Yuji lands a Black Flash on Sukuna, dude, Sukuna has to be knocked out again for like a couple seconds. It has to be the same Gojo stuff.
Yeah, and
Like he gets hit square in the chest and just
yeah.
like, oh
I don't know if it's how it works, but it'd be really cool to see if we see Sukuna's landed two Black Flashes fight. If getting hit by a Black Flash somehow not negates but debuffs or counteracts the Black Flashes you've been hit by.
yeah, that would be cool. The only issue is that we've seen that that isn't the case though with Mahito. Because you remember
Oh,
he how
true.
many did
Yeah.
he land? He landed like two. Um and like Yuji landed those three, and it's just the damage thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if Yuji lands the Black Flash, like Sukuna has to be out of it for like a little bit at least. He's gonna be cooked.
And I mean, I think also Yuji's got something. I think I would like to believe he's got something up his sleeve. Not like maybe the soul swapping, but like this whatever more of an explanation of whatever these like arm gauntlet things are on
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about
him.
that.
Maybe
We
seeing like
never got a
actually what they
description on it.
yeah, maybe like what they do. I think would really help. I mean, it could literally just be like Gege forgot he wrote about it because like we've seen mangaka do that in the past. Like Isayama, the dude that wrote Attack on Titan, he straight up forgot about characters for like the end of the series. Like he forgot about Historia after the time skip. So it'd be nice to see.
Uh, but did he? I don't think that he did because it
Well, he forgot at
she.
first to write her in, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll just make her pregnant so that we don't have to worry about her. I don't have to
Oh,
deal
I
with her."
see. Okay.
So
Okay.
I mean, I fingers crossed we get what we talked about, and also maybe a little hint explanation of what these arms are, because I want to know if there's something like he slips on, like they're a gauntlet, or they are his new hands. Like
Yeah, like he just did something that makes it so that he can, I don't know, punch hard,
yeah, punch
punch
hard, hit
harder.
these like soul hits or something better. So
Oh yeah, true. Um, yeah. Gege loves to do that where he's just like, you know what? I'm feeling like we need a character design change. Uh, and he does it in a really like masterful way. Like he hinted at like, I think that Maki needs a change, burn her."
but
So I'm sure that we'll eventually get an explanation on how they work.
well, it's funny because
In here, like in a volume
yeah.
extra.
Well, I was gonna say it seems like it's kind of funny, like his when he changes a character, it's like it's very big, like Yuji with the arms and Maki getting burned, or it's very like minor things. It's like Yuta and Inomaki from Volume Zero got changed. Like
Oh yeah,
they look
they
too
are
much.
brushing their hair out now.
They actually take care of their hair. And I don't want them to look like Yuji and Megami. Like Gojo, oh, he's not using bandages anymore. He's using a full blindfold. Not gonna explain that. Just gonna, he's gonna change.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, it's always very purposeful when we see people change. Like even Sukuna, he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. My one time to do this, let's go.
let's go back to the forearms. Yo,
Yeah.
also Gege still can't draw feet on page six again on page 16. Sukuna's grippers.
16.
Look at his gripper. If you look at it, like it is not good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's being jumped down on. He's just on his tippy toes, ain't he?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. There's something about
Oh, never mind. I'm seeing 16. Yeah, yeah, his grippers are a little rough.
yeah.
They're very rough,
It's
actually. What the
always it's always rough. So
I'm zooming in on these right now. What the hell?
There's the thumbnail right there.
Just the grippers.
That's the
Um,
episode title is "Put Those Grippers Away, Sukuna."
yeah, put some damn shoes on.
Yeah, I guess. Do you have any closing thoughts though, Nick, or anything?
Um, no, I just think that that's how the chapter's gonna go next week, is that it's gonna end off on the domain expansion. Again, they're gonna land some good hits and like I think it's gonna be a lot of exposition. I think detailed description on how next chapter is gonna go. It's gonna be the 4-on-1. Halfway through the chapter, we're gonna get Yuji punching Megami. They're gonna talk for like 2 pages. Then it's gonna cut back to reality, and when it cuts back to it, uh, what is it? We're just gonna hear the fucking domain expansion at the end, and then like every character's like facial expression be like, "Oh." That's my prediction.
That sounds
What
perfect.
about you?
I Same thing.
I cooked with the prediction.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like completely different now. Like Takabe comes back in for some reason. He's like
Kusakabe's the one
simple
to kill
domain this
Sukuna.
shit.
He's the next
Yeah,
modern one.
decapitates him. Yeah. Oh yeah, people point out like Maki should have aimed for his head. Like she clearly could have,
Oh yeah,
but just didn't.
yeah. No,
So
that's a good point. Maki just wants to fight more. She's just like Toji.
yeah, she's like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Toji would have gone for the head no matter what. Toji's like, I need the money. Let me get this head off this body.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, uh, I don't know. Do you got anything else you want to add on?
No, not really.
Yeah, but yeah. Um, yeah, I guess we'll end it right here. Thank you everyone for listening to episode 61 of the Jumpcast. Um, there's no break next week. No break next week. Guaranteed. We're getting another
Yeah.
chapter. Even though that you may hear different stuff, I already saw one April Fool's thing that said that JJK is going on a month-long break, and I was like, I don't believe that. And then it said April Fool's, and I was like, thank God. Um, but yeah, we'll be back here, same as always, covering the chapter. I hope that everyone has a good week. If you have any other predictions on how you think next chapter will go, please feel free to put them in the comments. If you hated our takes, if you loved our takes, feel free to do that, like whatever the hell. But yeah, we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.